Today in Grow a Garden in Roblox, I want to talk to you guys about the 5 things. Five? Yeah, 5 things I have listed here that I want to see happen in the game. Things I want to bring back, things I want to introduce, things I want to incorporate together, and every other hand gesture I can think of. If this sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button, become part of the first 300k OGs on the channel, and let's get into the video. So it's first thing in the morning, and I'm browsing YouTube like I do, and a video pops up on my suggested feed. And it's this video right here, Bring This Back. And I saw the picture of the pancake stacks. And Codezi is one of the best Roblox Grow a Garden YouTubers on the planet, so obviously he has a great idea here. And I thought, I agree. I love pancake stacks. I want to make my own video talking about this kind of thing. So here I am. And point number 1, yes, bring back the pancake stacks. But above and beyond that, bring back access, rotating, I don't care how, bring back access to all the old cosmetics in the game. I mean, you want to encourage this game to be played by all kinds of people. And right now it's played heavily by the pet community and played somewhat heavily by people who like to garden. But the building community that I've started making videos on is insane. I made a video just the other day showcasing people's gardens and the amount of creativity that they have with the limited cosmetics that they have access to is staggering. The entire building aspect of the cosmetics in this game is underutilized, and I would like to see people get access to all the cosmetics they've been missing so they can continue to be super creative. And I definitely agree that the pancake stacks need to come back into the game, need to be allowed to be purchased by many more people because they enable so many of the end game strategies in this game, such as the 15-second peacock, such as the capybaras, etc., etc. And there are people who have the pets, but don't have the pancake stacks. So put them back in circulation. And you know what? This event right here, this is like the perfect time to introduce or reintroduce the pancake stacks. What is it? The fall event. What is fall about? Getting maple syrup. You even have maple syrup related items in here. Maple leaf. There's literal maple syrup in this game because it's beautiful maple syrup season, and nothing is more delicious than putting your maple syrup on the pancakes and going nom 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 nom. So in week 2 of this event, cosmetic, you can put back in the cosmetic shop over here, the pancake stacks. I think you should reintroduce them. And now speaking about the event right now, I want to get into point number 2 because point number 2 is actually well thought out and very interesting and could do a really good job of incorporating week 1 of this event into week 2 of this event. I would like to see reintroduced into the game the concept of the quest system that we had in the prehistoric event. If you remember, we had a quest system that every day we can complete the quests, and then you had bonus quests you could do. And as you completed the quest day after day after day, after a certain amount of days, you were given a bone blossom as a reward. It doesn't have to be a bone blossom, but there should be a cool reward. Why do I say this? Because in week 1 of the event, we all started to gain access to all of the fall seeds. Every single one of these. Now, we've been farming these for a week. People have them in their inventory. For week 2, people are prepared to participate and do the quests. You could reintroduce the quest system with multiple days and multiple sections, with the requirements and the costs being the fall fruits we've been farming this whole time. This will encourage people to continue to farm up the fall plants, to plant the fall plants in their garden, and to utilize the newest plants in the game to do the quest system for a fantastic reward. And that fantastic reward, that is up to you to decide. And this is a great strategy moving forward. If people start to catch on that the week 2 of the event is going to need the week 1 requirements or the week 1 rewards, they'll spend the time acquiring the week 1 plants every single time, every single first week of every single event in preparation for what they know is going to be a method with which to use them in week 2. So start that tradition. Start that process of introducing in week 2 a quest system that needs week 1 rewards, allowing people to farm them up in preparation, feel good about putting in that work and being rewarded with such to be able to do the quests in week 2. I think that's a great system you can do. And do not put those quests into week 1. Nothing feels worse than looking at the quest and realizing I don't have any of the fruits to do it. Now, this is going to lead into point number 3 because we're talking about pancake stacks. We're talking about quests. I want to talk about the pancake stacks, and I want to talk about the fact that they come from previous events. And occasionally we get traveling merchants in this game that incorporate previous events. And it always feels good. But what we need, and I think this is true, I think we need traveling merchants for all previous events. Some people are going to scream and some people are going to cry and say that, no, I want my previous event stuff to be special. I want to keep it and keep it special. But what we're seeing is that there's just a lot of stuff in this game that many new players and aspiring players can't have access to. And because of that, it can discourage them. It can make them feel bad. And I think one thing we can do as a game to encourage people to come back and play who have played it for a chunk of time, or people who have never tried it before, is to let them know, hey, by the way, you have a small chance to be able to acquire from a rotating shop some of the old things in the game. And that can encourage people to come back, especially if those old things include really old things. We're talking a blood merchant. We're talking a night merchant. We're talking an Easter merchant. Yes, an Easter merchant with a small chance of the candy blossom seed to be in there. It doesn't have to be in there every time. You could have even just the possibility of having the candy blossom potentially be in stock on a merchant that is on a rotating list of merchants with a small chance to appear. Could be encouraging to people. It could also make some people angry. But with the way the game is trending, I think you need to think of ways to encourage people to want to play again. Maybe going as far back as a candy blossom is a bit too far, right? But having a merchant there that has many of the things from all the many events, the prehistoric event, the Zen event, etc., except the eggs. I wouldn't want you to increase the population of the pets in the game, so I wouldn't put the eggs into the game. But cosmetics, different seeds, that'd be kind of cool. Yes, even the bone blossom seed. Honestly, I'm personally okay with that. I have 6 bone blossoms on my main, and I really want more to make more giant bone blossom trees. So I would love to have bone blossoms be available again. That'd be so cool. Now, we briefly touched on rare eggs in the game, the dino egg, etc. I want to have a serious conversation about this next point. This next point, the developers may know better than I the amount of players who will like or dislike this concept. But I think this is important to talk about and consider. I would like to see, personally, rare things in eggs once more. 1% hatches do not feel good. They do not feel good when you finally do get your 1% hatch and you're so excited about it until you realize, man, this thing just doesn't have any value. It's really hard to trade. Nobody's giving me good stuff for this 1% hatch that I hatched. And because of that, it's kind of a feel bad moment. You're so excited. You're like, yes, I hatched this cockatrice. I hatched this golden goose. I hatched this griffin, etc., etc., etc. And then you try and go and trade it because trading is in the game and trading is something you have to consider as a developer. When you try and go and trade it and people laugh at you and they're like, no, I don't want that. The two most valuable things in this game were a 0.1% hatch in normal eggs or a 1% hatch in premium Robux eggs. So therefore, still tiny supply, or the 0.08% hatch Kitsune in the Zen egg. Those are the two most viable pets in the game, the most highly sought after. They do have a fantastic effect, but I want the developers to simply consider introducing a pet. It doesn't have to be every update, but it's been a long time since the last one. To introduce a pet with a desirable effect, it could be a third raccoon type. You could just redo the Kitsune concept, have another 20-minute raccoon stealer with another mutation or something else like that, and introduce another. I would put it at 0.1. If you go 0.08, that extra little zero, even though the difference between 0.1 and 0.08 is minor ability. What is that, 0.002? Or 0.02, like it's so small. Even though the difference is so small, that extra zero freaks people out. So having it as 0.1, which is the same as the raccoon, I don't think will freak people out too much. I think it's something you might want to consider. Something that you need to sprinkle in occasionally, maybe once a month, once every 6 weeks. So basically once every 3 or 4 events, something you might want to consider. And it's been a long time since the last one. And a lot of people can be frustrated by all of these pets because the conversation is, why even bother trying to acquire them? Value is going to be in the dirt immediately and quickly. So basically choose a hype hype creature, can be a dragon, can be some other mythical thing from different cultures. Give it a fantastic effect, basically a raccoon-like effect. Allow it to have the raccoon steal, since you're keeping that in the game. Allow it to have the raccoon steal with its own unique mutation as well, and give it a tiny percentage to acquire. We need a chase pet again in the game. And now point number 5, the most controversial point of all, which is why I saved it for the very end. You need to seriously consider implementing what you already have in the game code in seed trading. I don't know when you want to do it. I know it's a fantastic trump card to keep in your back pocket for when you finally feel, okay, population of the game, hype around the game has dwindled enough. Maybe Steal a Brain Rot is starting to dwindle a bit because the brain rot trend is passing. And you're like, okay, the brain rot trend is passing from the young audience's kind of interest and it's starting to dwindle. Now, boom, this is the moment. Let's do seed trading and throw it in there. You will have some small percentage of people being frustrated that their very valuable seeds from the olden days, such as the Bone Blossom or the Candy Blossom, are available for trading, and they no longer feel special. But I feel that they're going to quickly change their mind when they realize, oh, hold on. I haven't logged into this game in a long time, and I'm sitting on 6 Candy Blossoms. Wait. My Candy Blossom can get what? I can acquire a raccoon? I can get 6 raccoons for my 6 Candy Blossoms on the first day? Are you kidding me? And then they might change their minds. And then once that all settles, and once all the initial anger settles and everyone kind of calms down and gets used to seed trading, being able to trade the seeds in this game will help assist it from no longer being grow a pet back into grow a garden. Because then people won't be trying to hatch eggs endlessly to try and get pets for value for trading. They'll also be trying to acquire seeds endlessly and maybe try and do that for trading and for value as well. And then you can introduce a system like a Pokemon-esque system, a gotta catch 'em all-esque system with a fantastic reward at the end to actually collect each of the seeds and each of the pets in this game. You can even make it so that when you acquire the pet, you can delete it. I'm not sure about delete it. Yeah, no, actually, you know what? No, delete it basically by putting it into your, what you will call your grow a garden equivalent of a Pokedex. So if you finally acquire the bald eagle, you can put it into this item. You no longer have it as a bald eagle. It's in the Pokedex or the grow a garden dex, whatever you want to call it. And if you manage to complete the dex, there's a fantastic reward. And you can do that for both seeds and pets. And even cosmetics, if you ever think about trading cosmetics. By the way, bonus item, can we trade cosmetics, please? If you're not going to give us pancake stacks back, if you're not going to give us wisp wells for all the wisps and stuff, if you're not going to give us cosmetics for rotating shops or this or that, can we trade them, please? Because I'd love to be able to acquire, like personally, you know those dino fences with the chain link dino fences? I want like 100 of those. I want to do stupid things with those, but I don't have enough. I got like 5 or 6. I want to be able to trade for multiple dino fences with chain links and stuff. That'd be so cool. Those are my 6 things. What did you think? Do you agree with any of them? Do you disagree? Comment down below and let me know. And if you've made it this far into the video, as a thank you, all you have to do is hit the red subscribe button, become part of the first 300K OGs on the channel. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching.